Good afternoon. My name is Hae-Sung Kim. Today we are going to discuss about the emotional labor under the Industrial Safety and Health Act. It was already enacted in 2018, but still there are a number of issues regarding emotional labor. So we will discuss about this with the Labor Attorney Jung Bong-soo. Could you explain about the background of the story, please?
Hello, how are you today? This is Bong-soo Jung, Korean labor attorney. Nowadays we can see many complaints from emotional workers who are engaged in such emotional jobs, such as stewardess or some sales people or the call center workers. So mostly call center workers, they received a lot of abusive languages. So according to survey, like 11 phone calls in a month, they suffer from such emotional the languages from the customers. So when they face or they experience such abusive language, they become very emotionally abused and they mentally unstable. So in such a situation, labor law must protect them because they are workers protected by the employer. So in such a case, employer should do some preventive action, like to not to cause such a violent language. They need to record a certain comment before the call center worker receive the phone call. That is one way. Also, if they use some preventive language, so if they use a violent language, call center may take some like criminal action against such a customer. So that is one way. Also, the other way is when such a case happen, then employee need to protect those emotional workers. So if emotional worker ask for some recess or some time to take rest, then they must permit. Also, they must do something like protective way for their workers, like providing some time off or some emotional training from psychologists. Then those actions are required by the law.
I see, and more and more as the Korean society becomes more and more developed, and the number of service industry is increasing, I think there will be more people who will be facing the same situation. As you have said, the call center staff or stewardess or delivery staff, or these people are always confronting the client, and because they order something and they pay something, they have to respond politely. But on the other hand, the client makes some very psychological complaints sometimes. So do you think that not only the Industrial Safety and Health Act, but the labor law, Labor Standard Act, should also protect these workers?
Of course, according to the employment contract, and employer duty regarding employment contract is to provide a safe and working and health, safe working environment. So in this, this is some employees' duty to provide to their workers. So when employee suffered from such emotional damage, then it is a responsibility for employer to take care of them. So employer should do something preventive measure, or actually happen, then they take some protective measure, like giving off days or some paying, like especially industrial safety and health, the occupational, the Accident Compensation Act, it is a duty for employee to take care of those workers who were damaged by this emotional violence. Yeah.
Yeah, so as you said, I think it's very important that the employer takes some other measures because this Industrial Safety and Health Act is not good enough to protect these individual emotional workers. Is that right?
Yes, actually, this protection law for emotional workers was introduced 5 years ago, but still, the Industrial Safety and Health Act has some guideline for employee to follow, but there are no penalty if you do not follow such a guideline. That is some issue. That is a little bit problem. So I think it is very recommended. The law should revise it, just like Workplace Harassment Act. So such a law, like if employee neglect to take objective the protecting process or some investigation process, employee will be fined. So if this protection law for emotional worker has some revision, such as like by introducing such a penalty fine in this law, then employer may pay more attention to protect the emotional workers.
I see. Thank you very much to cover this interesting article.
Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.